I'm Janelle Preston, principal of Henley Elementary School. This here behind me is what I consider to be our hallways. This is our courtyard. We have 14 classrooms in 7 modulars, and we have students every day go to the high school for lunch and PE and to the middle school for breakfast on days when the weather is really terrible. We don't have a place to put kids unless we displace a group at the high school and use their facilities to put students into a warm place when the weather is horrible. It's also at times, if a child's in class and needs a little bit of a break, they're stepping outside the classroom, and it doesn't feel comfortable as far as monitoring student safety. I really wish these were our hallways and not this open courtyard. One of the worst days was when it was in the teens, not even teens, it was single-digit weather, and we're outside on the playground for 40 minutes before some students could potentially be on the playground for 40 minutes from the time they get off the bus until the time school starts, and there just isn't a place to put them when the numbers start increasing. We've got 300 kids out there. We don't have a place large enough to put them. There's lots of little issues when a student steps outside the classroom. You have the expectation that they're going where you ask them to go or where they say they're going, and there's always a potential that they don't, and it doesn't feel as safe. So I'm just thinking about some things that I've noticed. To go to library, we're traveling outside, so we're carrying expensive library books and materials outside to and from the library and to the classrooms. Parent-teacher conferences, while one parent is meeting inside with parents or with a teacher, other parents are waiting outside in sometimes the dark, because we hold parent-teacher conferences until 7:30 at night, and so they are outside waiting to speak with the teacher. But I do get a lot of parents asking about safety and how we can do things better. It would be nice to have one central location to load all of the elementary school kids onto a bus. Right now we load clear from the high school parking lot all the way down the road. 3 buses are in front of our where the old elementary used to be, and 3 buses are in front of the middle school. And so we're sending our nearly 400 kids in a variety of different directions at the end of the day, and it would be really nice to have one central place to put them onto buses safely. Parent pickup at the end of the day. We give parents 2 options. They either wait right here where you're standing for their child, or they meet us at the front gates, and that's kind of been it feels safest to me. From the time they get onto the bus, from the time they're at the bus stop until they're in their parents' home, they're my responsibility. And there's a lot of areas where we've tried to tighten up and make things safer, but it's not perfect by any means right now. There's 1 bathroom in each modular, and then there's a bathroom in the office. There's not a recess where there's not a line of students to use the bathroom in the office. So I would say our office productivity is probably down compared to other schools, because not only do we have kids in there that are sick or injured, but we have kids just in line waiting to use the restroom. There's just a lot to think about all of the time. We're spread out. I could have kids clear over in band at the middle school, and I have kids clear over at lunch at the high school. This is a lot of ground to cover. And we have walkie-talkies that help us to keep tabs on things. There are some kids we do handoffs with, so I'll radio and say, here comes this child, and we just hand the children off to the next adult.
Like I said, everything's outside. So
and sometimes they park along the roadway, and then they're crossing our playground, and we stop them. Who are you? Where are you going?
There's a lot of, to me, there's a huge area to cover.
Yes.
And you've got a lot of places where kids could get out. You know, it's a little more
And
difficult.
just the field itself is really large, and
It
so
is.
we frequently shorten it and say you can only play on this section because
Yep.
it's just to put enough people out there. It's not necessarily the number of students that we're monitoring; it's the size of the playground. It's just huge.
I mean, that's a dicey situation right there. Yeah. Just said, you know, another thing you have to deal with here that you don't at other schools. You have a cafeteria in your school, you don't have to mess with this.
I'm Melvin Ray, Deputy Sheriff of the Klamath County Sheriff's Office. I'm assigned as the School Resource Officer for the Henley Complex. The biggest concern is the elementary school. It's in the way it's situated, it blocks my view of it. There's really no place for the kids to go other than in the modular itself in case of a lockdown situation. So it gives me great concern, especially with the main highway up here being so close and being just a fairly flimsy built modular building that they're in. I've had several suspicious vehicles out in the front of the area with blocking, it's blocked my view. The school's blocked my view to this highway, so the teachers have notified me of suspicious vehicles or people hanging around the elementary school on by the highway. So I've had to go investigate those. With the permanent facility, what my understanding of how they were going to run the security, I would have a link to my computer with all the security cameras in the elementary school so I could monitor the interior of the building from my office at the high school. Also, you'd have a secure building where children during the bad weather could actually be inside without having to come over to the high school and use our gymnasium area to be in. Being in its own building, you've got your janitor and your staff right inside the building itself instead of having to be locked up and kind of sequestered away from the rest of the kids, so that you have more eyes on. I have a general idea that they're going to put it out here in the front, which would make our traffic flow a lot better as well. We wouldn't have we've had a lot of rear end accidents with the high schoolers going out and the buses being parked in along this lane here. Traffic congestion is really heavy in the early morning and of course at the end of school time.